It's a story of enduring courage and tenacity. Two Holocaust survivors who share similar stories meet after escaping Nazi-controlled Europe nearly 80 years ago. CNN's Natasha Chen joins us live from Los Angeles with just a remarkable story, Natasha.
John, emotional, and it was such a privilege for me to sit down with them the day before, to see them so excited and then to witness the moment they finally met. Now, what's remarkable is not just that they found another survivor. One of them told me to find someone at their age who's equally mentally sharp and able to articulate these shared memories and current political beliefs. Two old men with a painful and miraculous past
Nice to see you.
met for the first time this week after discovering that about 80 years ago, they were forced to work likely in the same labor camp run by the Nazis in Hungary during World War II.
Well, I was 23. Today I'm 100.
I was 18, really. I was 18. So we look differently than before and after.
Neither 96-year-old Frank Schatz nor 101-year-old George Bersey knew of another living survivor from the same camp. In March, Schatz's niece read this profile in the Los Angeles Times and sent it to Schatz in Virginia.
I sent it to my uncle thinking they might know each other.
Schatz noticed eerie similarities with his own past.
This camp was close to a river, a very fast-flowing mountain river, and where I was at the same place.
Sometimes people were very sick. They sent them to a hospital. They never returned.
Here's how each of them described their escape in 1944 when Allied forces bombed Budapest.
The military, etc., disappeared.
The German guards chased us into the cornfield to hide, not because of wanted to save us, but wanted to save themselves.
The Russians had pressed their advance through the Balkans into Hungary, last big German satellite.
I took off my slave labor uniform.
I, of course, removed my yellow armband.
They each lost family members in concentration camps. They each joined the anti-Nazi underground in Budapest, delivering false IDs to Jewish families.
I escaped the same time. I joined the same organization. And I said, we must have crossed our paths somehow.
Schatz contacted Bersey, who wrote back.
I didn't believe that there are people who survived.
Once an aspiring musician,
Of course, with my violin.
Bersey not only survived, he became a surgeon instead, developing a tiny camera to use with an endoscope, the basis for virtually all minimally invasive surgeries today.
Happy birthday.
Even a year past a century, he still goes to the office twice a week. Schatz worked for newspapers both in Europe and the U.S. and still writes a weekly column. How do you feel about the present day politics with people not believing in the facts of the past?
It's nothing new. 40 years ago, the Holocaust deniers came out from the woodwork, and suddenly I realized it is my duty to bear witness. We are the last generation who can say, I was there, I have seen it, I experienced it.
They fear the past repeating itself.
I can't forget what I went through, what my family went through. Therefore, I am very sensitive to certain right-wing stories.
Both are frightened by growing extremism in the United States. But in the same way they survived the Holocaust, they view today's problems with perpetual optimism.
Individually, we can all be stupid, but in the end, this collective wisdom helps the pendulum come back to the middle. So it is my fate.
I am pretty sure that we can do something. I'm still positive.
For now, these old compatriots and new friends will catch up on the last century over dinner. Hungarian chicken paprika is what Mr. Schatz told me they were going to have for dinner. These two men are extremely funny. They're both good with their smartphones. But on a serious note, they both told me how important it is for them to see that Putin is stopped, and they continue to teach young people about what happened during the Holocaust, because they say what happened to them could happen to anyone. John.
They're going to catch up on the last century. Natasha, what a lovely, inspiring story, a celebration of life, an affirmation of life and what you can live through and what you can do. Thank you so much for that, Natasha.
Thank you.
I mean,
What an
wow.
incredible piece. And the two of them, I mean, what a great interview. I would love to go sit down with them.
They'd be fun to hang with.
They would.
All right, CNN's coverage continues right now.